Whispers of abdication have been circling King Charles for some time now, with palace insiders hinting at an unprecedented transition. Is the reign of King Charles III heading toward a surprising conclusion? As the monarch made his first appearance for 2025, he hinted at a royal bombshell, sparking questions that surrounded him. Is his health more fragile than it appears? What is really happening inside the palace? And perhaps most critically, is William ready to transition into such a monumental role? The answers may redefine the monarchy as we know it and change the way the royal family looks forever. The British monarchy, steeped in centuries of tradition, has always demanded resilience from its rulers. For King Charles III, the journey has been uniquely arduous. Diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer in early 2024, his health struggles have remained a tightly managed palace secret. While palace sources confirm that his treatment is progressing positively, the implications of a managed condition have raised questions about his long-term capacity to reign. When Charles ascended the throne at 73 years old, he was the oldest person to ever do so in British history, so it is hardly surprising that his rule has been marked by health problems. However, it calls into question his ability to be an effective king and whether this is something he truly wants to continue in the long term. Charles has always desired to be king and leave a positive impact during his time on the throne. However, he is under no illusion that his reign will be as significant as that of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. He is often seen as somewhat of a placeholder king, a bridge between his mother's ruling and his son's. With health troubles blighting him, he cannot be blamed for perhaps considering the unthinkable, abdicating in favor of Prince William. His cancer diagnosis came shortly after his hospitalization for an enlarged prostate, during which a separate issue of concern was identified. This revelation marked the beginning of an intense treatment regimen. For 3 months, Charles abstained from public-facing engagements, focusing on his recovery while continuing to work behind the scenes. By late April, he resumed his duties with a poignant visit to a cancer hospital, signaling both his determination and vulnerability. Many wondered whether his rule would be cut short. Would he choose his own health over his duty to the country? Some argued that he would not, seeing him as a determined and loyal ruler who could balance his responsibilities with his personal life. Yet, the rigors of royal life continued unabated. Throughout 2024, Charles maintained a demanding schedule, presiding over Trooping the Colour, leading state openings, hosting foreign dignitaries, and embarking on international tours. While these engagements showcased his dedication, they also underscored the physical toll of his role. Charles was no doubt reminded of the importance of family and personal well-being when his daughter-in-law, Princess Catherine, was also diagnosed with cancer, making her announcement just weeks after his own. Outwardly, it appears that both Charles and Kate are now doing well, but is there perhaps more to King Charles's health struggles than many realize? The dawn of 2025 brought a glimpse of King Charles's resilience. On January 5, he and Queen Camilla braved the rain to attend a church service at Sandringham, marking their first public appearance of the year. Dressed impeccably and in seemingly high spirits, the king exchanged greetings with clergy and members of the public, exuding an air of normalcy. For many, it was a relief to see the king doing so well almost a year on from his cancer diagnosis. The palace revealed that he is still undergoing treatment and that his cancer is being seen as a managed condition. After the initial excitement of seeing Charles in good spirits, though, some people began to question what exactly was meant by a managed condition. Kate's cancer treatment concluded in the fall of 2024, so it came as somewhat of a shock to hear that King Charles was still undergoing treatment. Although no one could deny that the king looked well, speculation began to grow. It has been suggested that appearances can be deceiving. While Charles's demeanor suggested strength, his ongoing treatment tells another story. Royal commentators have speculated that this outing, though designed to reassure the public, may also hint at the fragility beneath the surface. Was it more of a case of keeping up appearances rather than Charles truly feeling well enough to resume his duties? Could this carefully curated appearance be a prelude to a monumental decision that could change the monarchy forever? Beyond his public appearance, subtle details have added to the intrigue. Observers noted the king's slower pace as he walked to the church, a contrast to his usual brisk strides. Although explained as a precaution against the slippery ground, some interpreted this as a sign of his declining energy levels. The Queen, ever poised with her transparent umbrella, stayed close by his side, further suggesting a quiet acknowledgement of his vulnerability by being there to support him should he need it. For royal watchers, this church service marked more than just the start of a new year, it signified a crossroads. Charles's ability to present a strong front while grappling with personal and professional challenges reflects the essence of royal duty. There was likely more on his mind during the outing than just the church service. As the new year began, Charles's thoughts likely turned to the future and what it meant for the royal family. As King Charles navigates his health challenges, Prince William has emerged as a pivotal figure in the royal family. Dubbed the new rock of the family, William has embraced his growing responsibilities with the poise that people expect from a future king. Comparisons to his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, have become frequent, with observers praising his steadiness and relatability. William represents a modern monarchy, a ruler that many people are keen to see on the throne sooner rather than later. The year 2024 was a brutal one for the Prince of Wales, as he candidly described it. Balancing his father's health crisis, his wife Kate Middleton's cancer treatment, and mounting royal duties, William's resilience has been tested like never before. Yet these challenges have solidified his image as a compassionate and capable future king. As William stepped further into his role, his increasing visibility and influence became apparent. From leading high-profile royal engagements to championing causes close to his heart, he has consistently shown the qualities of a modern monarch. His dedication to environmental issues, exemplified through the Earthshot Prize, has resonated globally, cementing his status as a forward-thinking leader. Observers have also noted William's ability to connect with people on a personal level. His natural ease during public appearances and his willingness to engage in meaningful conversations have endeared him to the public. Whether addressing crowds at charitable events or participating in diplomatic engagements, he exudes a sense of purpose and empathy that mirrors the values of his late grandmother. It is hardly surprising, with all the positivity surrounding him, that many have questioned whether a royal bombshell is about to be dropped. Could this all be a move to make William the king? Yet, the increased responsibilities have not come without challenges. William's body language and recent appearances have often reflected the immense weight he carries. Moments of quiet introspection, captured in photographs and noted by commentators, have fueled speculation about the pressures he faces as he prepares for an eventual ascension to the throne. One of William's most defining traits is his ability to balance tradition with modernity. While deeply respectful of royal customs, he has also embraced change, advocating for transparency and inclusivity within the monarchy. His approach to leadership signals a potential shift in how the royal family operates in a rapidly changing world. He and Kate have always been popular members of the royal family, and at a time when many people question the relevance of the monarchy, it could be a smart move to crown William as king. Not only would it ease the pressure from Charles, allowing him to focus on his health, but it would also be a move that is favorable to the public. Behind closed doors, William's role in shaping the future of the monarchy has become increasingly significant. Reports suggest that he has been actively involved in key discussions with senior advisors and family members, positioning himself as a trusted figure in times of uncertainty. His steady hand and thoughtful perspective have reassured both the public and the royal institution. Could this all be leading to a big change? Hints of transformation continue to surface, raising questions about what might be happening behind the scenes. Behind the grandeur of Buckingham Palace and Sandringham House, whispers of change have intensified. Charles's health issues and William's increasing prominence suggest a monarchy on the brink of transformation. Some royal insiders have hinted that plans for William to take the throne are quietly being set in motion. "It's time to tell everything," is a phrase Charles could be preparing himself to say as he carefully maps out an announcement that will shock everyone. While the palace remains tight-lipped for now, commentators speculate that the king may be preparing to step down, paving the way for his son. Such a move would echo the rare abdication of King Edward VIII in 1936, though under vastly different circumstances. Outside of their duties, the royal family is fiercely private. Duty comes above everything, and the unofficial motto of "never complain, never explain" has long been upheld. However, things could soon change. Both William and Charles represent royals wanting to do things differently. A little more openness with the public endears them and makes them more relatable. Neither is blind to this, and by being honest, Charles's potential decision to step down stands a better chance of being accepted by the public. King Edward VIII abdicated because he was not allowed to marry a divorcee as head of the Church of England, and much of the public was also opposed to the marriage. In stark contrast, Charles would be stepping down to focus on his health, spend time with family, and pave the way for an already very popular member of the royal family to take the throne. His decision likely wouldn't be met with much opposition, and although it would be unprecedented, William has already more than proven what kind of king he would be. The age of the modern monarchy could be just around the corner. If the mantle of kingship does indeed pass to Prince William, he appears well prepared for the challenge. Unlike his father, whose reign has been defined by continuity and tradition, William embodies a modern vision of leadership, one that seeks to bridge the past with the future. Despite his slightly more modern leanings, William truly represents a more modern approach to the monarchy. Much of this modernity lies in how William and his family have subtly, but unmistakably, strayed from some of the rigid traditions of royal life, endearing themselves to the public as a more relatable unit. William and Kate, along with their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, have often been described as embodying middle-class values despite their royal stature. This shift has been well received by the British public, particularly at a time when politics, wealth, and the cost of living crisis are dividing many communities. This break from royal formalities has created an image of authenticity, making them far more approachable in the eyes of the British public. No longer do the royals seem out of touch with the struggles of the average person, nor do they appear to place themselves on a pedestal. The Cambridge family's choice to live part-time at Anmer Hall, a modest by royal standards country estate in Norfolk, also reflects their preference for a grounded lifestyle. Here, they reportedly enjoy a routine that includes gardening, baking, and family outings, a sharp contrast to the grandeur of Buckingham Palace. This balance of royal duty with domestic normality speaks volumes about William's understanding of the monarchy's need to evolve with the times. William's hands-on parenting style is another marked departure from tradition. Unlike previous generations of royal fathers, who largely left child-rearing to nannies, William is actively involved in his children's lives. From cheering his children on at sporting events to helping with schoolwork, his visible commitment to family values resonates deeply with modern audiences. In addition to his family's relatability, William's engagements with world leaders have been strategic and forward-looking. His meeting with former and soon-to-be-again U.S. President Donald Trump at the reopening of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris was widely noted. While details of their discussion remain private, the meeting underscored William's growing role in forging international relationships. Such interactions highlight his ability to navigate the complexities of global diplomacy while steering clear of divisive politics, further cementing his position as a leader ready for the global stage. What makes William's approach particularly compelling is his ability to straddle the line between tradition and progress. He retains the dignity and decorum expected of royalty while introducing a more inclusive, relatable dynamic. His commitment to causes such as mental health awareness and climate action aligns with the concerns of contemporary society, ensuring that the monarchy remains relevant to younger generations. This blend of accessibility, relatability, and visionary leadership has positioned William as a modern monarch in waiting. He seems to bring something that neither his grandmother nor father could, so it's hardly surprising that there's growing support for William to take the throne as soon as possible. As he continues to balance royal duties with a family-focused, grounded approach, he offers a glimpse of what the future British monarchy might look like under his reign. It is this ability to adapt while staying true to the crown's legacy that sets him apart, making the prospect of his leadership an exciting idea for many. The 2024 Christmas season brought subtle yet significant shifts in royal tradition. King Charles's annual Christmas broadcast, filmed in a former hospital chapel rather than in a royal residence, carried a deeply personal tone. Reflecting on the challenges of the past year, he expressed gratitude to healthcare workers and acknowledged the shared struggles of illness within his family. The royals have chosen to keep most details about both Charles and Kate's cancer battles private. This speech seemed to acknowledge that it had indeed been an extremely hard year for the family, and that levels of gratitude were running high. This unconventional setting and heartfelt message were seen as a departure from the formality of previous royal addresses. Some interpreted it as a symbolic gesture signaling a potential break from tradition and a readiness for change, while others thought it was the inconspicuous royal way of dropping a bombshell. After all, it did sound like a farewell message, perhaps a confirmation that William would be taking care of the next Christmas speech. For many, it reinforced the notion that Charles's reign, while brief, may be remembered for its human touch. However, there could be another way of looking at the Christmas message. Was it Charles's last opportunity to do something that would cement him in the minds of the nation? His ruling hasn't been all that long in comparison to his predecessors. His own mother was queen for 70 years, whereas Charles has only been king for just over 2 years. The choice to make a Christmas speech outside of the realms of tradition for the family could have been his way to make his mark before stepping aside for his son, the royal bombshell that could shock everyone. The phrase, "It's time to tell everything," has ignited a flurry of speculation among royal watchers and commentators. Though unconfirmed by official palace sources, the phrase could well be attributed to King Charles during a private conversation. Rumors have long been rife about his supposed abdication, and many people are often left wondering if a clearer, undeniable royal bombshell is about to be dropped. What exactly does the king intend to reveal, and could it fundamentally alter the future of the British monarchy? At the heart of the speculation is the king's health. With ongoing treatment for a managed condition and public appearances showing a man determined yet visibly grappling with physical challenges, Charles's ability to continue as monarch is under scrutiny. His carefully curated image of resilience has been both reassuring and unsettling, depending on which sources you choose to listen to, sparking debates about whether a transition of power is quietly unfolding behind palace doors. Hints of change have been subtle but persistent. Private meetings between Charles, Prince William, and senior royal advisors have been noted with increasing frequency. While such gatherings are routine, their timing amid heightened concerns about the king's health has fueled theories that a significant announcement may be imminent. Could Charles be preparing to step down, or is he merely setting the stage for a smoother, eventual succession? Prince William seems to be taking more of an active role than ever, and while that can simply be brushed off as being necessary while his father receives treatment, it could well also be practice for the time when he becomes king. No one seems to have any negative comments when it comes to William taking on more responsibilities, and the palace undoubtedly realizes what a hugely popular king he would be. However, what's important to remember are the implications this royal bombshell could have on William and his family. They have grown accustomed to their more middle-class lifestyle, something they'd unlikely be able to continue with once William is king. Kate has also had her own health struggles, and William will be keen to see her back to 100% fitness before stepping into the role of queen consort. On top of all the professional struggles he may face, this transition would be far from straightforward. King Charles also has to deal with the idea that his father's health has deteriorated to the point where he feels he can no longer be king, adding a personal heartbreak to the whole scenario. Charles's potential departure would likely be framed as a thoughtful and dignified decision, reflecting his commitment to the stability and longevity of the monarchy. Still, without concrete confirmation, these remain tantalizing possibilities rather than certainties. Royal observers have noted that Charles's recent public demeanor carries an air of contemplation during his appearances. His remarks have often taken on a reflective tone, emphasizing themes of legacy, continuity, and responsibility. While this could simply be the natural gravitas of a monarch in his later years, some interpret it as a subtle preparation for change, a quiet farewell to his short time on the throne. Regardless of all the rumors, if King Charles does drop another royal bombshell, it will undoubtedly come as a huge shock to everyone. All of this goes to show that there are many things to consider in the matter. It's not just a case of simply abdicating and William taking his place. Where would it leave Charles's legacy? Is William ready to shoulder such responsibility? How would the public react? All of these questions will likely be consuming King Charles and those closest to him. The British royal family finds itself at a pivotal moment in history, balancing the weight of century-old traditions with the pressing demands of modernity. King Charles's health struggles and Prince William's growing role have brought this tension into sharp focus, leaving both the public and royal watchers to question where the monarchy will go next. At this crossroads, the institution must navigate an uncertain future while preserving the stability it has symbolized for generations. Charles's resilience in the face of health challenges has been admirable, but it has also raised inevitable questions about the long-term viability of his reign. Most people of his age with health problems would be looking to slow down a little and spend precious moments with family. Instead, his decision to carry on with royal duties, even while undergoing treatment, reflects his dedication to his country and the position he holds. But perhaps it has finally taken its toll. Prince William's emergence as the new rock of the royal family offers a glimpse into what that future might look like and is maybe a subtle way of showing that he's ready for more responsibility. Together with his family, William has shown how the monarchy can adapt to align with societal expectations, bridging the gap between a historic institution and a changing world. His father's abdication and his accession likely wouldn't cause any disruption, given how well prepared William is and how loved he is by the public. This moment of transition is not without its challenges. The royal family must tread carefully, ensuring that any changes strengthen rather than weaken the institution. Not everyone is in favor of a monarchy, and it's often questioned what the relevance of the modern family is now. Charles's abdication could show that there is little need for a royal family, no matter how well-liked William is. While the questions surrounding King Charles's reign and Prince William's eventual kingship remain unanswered, the monarchy's ability to adapt will be its greatest asset. There's no way to truly know if 2025 will be the year that King Charles drops a royal bombshell that will shock everyone, but the world is waiting to see what the royal family does next. Do you think King Charles will abdicate? Would William be the better choice of monarch? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.